This show is brought to you by Manscaped. Use the code AFTV for 20% off your order and free shipping at manscaped.com.
DT, we're again 1-0. There were some fans that I've seen saying, oh, not bad. At least we didn't get smashed. I'm of a different attitude of that it's still 3 points dropped and it still weren't great by Arsenal.
I'm embarrassed by that performance. And if you're a fan that's saying, oh, it's 1-0, it's Man City, then you're half of the problem as well. Because those players looked like they had that same mentality today. They didn't look like they could be bothered. I suppose what I would actually say is that today felt like an inconvenience to the players. Thursday's in their mind. Let's just get today over and done with. Let's make no mistake about this, Robbie. Man City played in first gear. If they really wanted to, they would have slapped us differently. Don't sit there and watch that performance and go, oh, it was all right. Oh, we showed a bit of fight. Yeah, Braveheart showed fight. What happened to him in the end? Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. How many times are we going to go into these games and the players just don't have any kind of like fight about them? It didn't feel like we believed we could do anything in that game, going through the motions.
It didn't feel like, right? And I know people will say, well, it shouldn't feel like that because they're top of the league and we're 10th. But even so, it didn't feel like two big clubs playing against each other, right? No. To me, I don't care that we're 10th. That should be a big game. And I was saying it even earlier in the week when I was saying that's why for me, I'm not with this resting loads of players and that. It should be a big game. It didn't feel like a big game. It just felt like, oh, well, we're going to lose to City. The fans were saying the players had that sort of defeatist attitude once they went 1-0 down. Yep. The only guy I saw on that pitch for me that showed that right sort of was Xhaka. Nobody else really saw that right sort of, where it looked like it really, like you said, where it looked like it really bothered them.
Look, what I will say about the game is that it felt to me like we would rather lose the game 1-0 than go for it and lose 2-0.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
We didn't want to open up. We didn't want to try anything. When you went to that last 15 minutes, I was screaming at my telly, just go for it. I don't care if you lose 2-0. Just do something.
Is that the manager now, though? I know you've been supporting him a lot, but do we blame him as well? Because did he show with his substitutions, the way in which he reacted to, he did it. To me, he seemed like as well that actually I don't want to get smashed there today. Let me just like.
They all
no, but it starts from the top, though.
What I'm saying is they're all as culpable as each other in a sense of how the game panned out.
It starts from him. He's in charge.
Yeah. But listen, as players as well, you should be able to take it upon yourself to do things in a game. We've come from teams where players used to take it upon themselves to do something, grab games by the scruff of the neck, deal with certain situations as the game goes along. But it just felt like everybody was happy with, let's just get out of here. It's no shame in losing to Man City 1-0. You got to remember, a few weeks ago, Liverpool got slapped by Man City horribly. Teams are getting slapped by Man City left, right and centre. So we can look at it and go, 1-0, kind of expected. Yeah, all right, bigger fish to fry for us in the grand scheme of things. We go on to Thursday. But I don't look at it like that. I'm not looking at it like, yeah, the priority is Thursday. We've all said it. But once you cross that line and you play that game, you have to try to win it. You have to give something. What normally happens in these games is that you weather the storm and then you go for it. All right. I'll give you a prime example of a game that I saw recently. Was when West Brom went to Liverpool. And for about an hour, they were getting battered by Liverpool. Held it to 1-0. And in the final 15, they went for it. And they got their just dessert and they go and scored the equaliser. So I wouldn't mind if that had all unfolded and we get to that final 15, 20, 1-0 and say, you know what, before the start of the game, if someone said to you, we'll be 1-0 down with 20 minutes to go, would you take it? Yeah, you don't want to be losing, but you would probably take that and say, yeah, because we're in the game, now let's go for it. Let's try and salvage something. But there was nothing. They didn't feel like they wanted to salvage anything. They didn't feel like anybody wanted to get an equaliser. It was like, hurry up, ref, blow your whistle. We only got...
And then it's yet another game where defensive errors have cost us, because the nature of that first goal as well, again, was so bad.
Poor. It's schoolboy defending. I've told you there's two people to blame for the goal in itself. Rob Holding for not even understanding his positional whereabouts and letting Raheem Sterling pull off him. And then Hector Bellerin, as the final man watching the whole picture, that's his job to say, right shoulder Rob, left shoulder Rob. If someone's coming on the blind side of him or pulling off or whatever, you've got to be able to talk. But both of them were just there like, and Sterling's like, I got all this room. All right, cool. This schoolboy stuff, man. Honest to God, Robbie. And I'm not having all of this people that go, oh, yeah, but you've never played the game or anything else. This standard stuff, man. We see it all the time. It doesn't matter whether you're playing on a park or in the Premier League grounds. It's defending. It's the basics of defending. That was not a goal where you go, wow, hold your hands up, man. Man City tore us to pieces there. What could you do? That is basic rule 101 defending. That is what is so annoying. But I'm not looking at it like, okay, they scored the one and then we done well to dig in. Yeah, brave old Arsenal. Ooh, how amazing. No, Man City took the foot off the gas. Did Pep Guardiola look bothered in that second half? Did he look like a manager whose team were only winning 1-0 away from home? He was sat there chilling. He was like this the whole time. Man had a hoodie on. He was relaxed. He was like, yeah, I'm cool, man. What are you doing, boys? All right. Every time the camera panned to Guardiola, he had his arms crossed and he was like this. He wasn't getting mad. He wasn't doing anything. He was like, okay, a move breaks down. All right, yeah, go sit back down. And he's like that. And the Man City defenders, they were like, all right, we're not having the greatest of days up front. It's breaking down a bit. But you know what? This lot ain't going to break us down. They ain't going to break us down. Cool. We've only conceded 15 goals all season. Do you really think this team's going to break us down? No, leave it to us today. We'll be the ones that deal with it. And that's why one of the centre-backs got man of the match, because they just swept up everything that came along. They nullified Kieran Tierney in the second half, which was a bit of a threat for 15 minutes towards the end of the first. And what did we have, Robbie? Nothing. Nothing. Did we even have a shot in the second half?
No.
There you go. What more do you want me to say about it?
Well, so all on Thursday. All on Thursday, mate.
Listen, we don't go through Thursday. Season's done. Season's over. And that's where you've got to start asking questions. If our season's over in February and we're out of everything, then you can start to ask questions. Because that's not good enough. I'm sorry. Everybody has to take a slice of the blame. Manager, players, fans, everybody. Because we've all got this mentality now. This weak mentality. Us Man City, you were going to lose anyway, so it don't really matter. Oh, 1-0. Amazing. That was a great result today. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm not happy about that. Not in the slightest, man. That performance has pissed me off more than some of the batterings that we've had.